Chapter 19. 10 words in context. In the space provided, write the letter of the meaning closest to that of each both best word. Use the context of the sentences to help you figure out each word's meaning. Number 1. Tried. Tried means A. To commend, B. To criticize, C. To be cruel to. The answer is B. To criticize. My parents tried me for getting sunburned, but my blistered skin hurt a lot more than their scolding. Alice was right to chide me when I lazily threw newspapers into the trash instead of stacking and tying them for recycling. Number 2. Coalition. Coalition means A. One part of a whole, B. A neighborhood, C. A partnership. The answer is C. A partnership. 4 colleges formed a coalition to operate a shared center of higher education. A coalition of 1 sheriff, 2 horse thieves, 3 stagecoach robbers, and a couple of crook gamblers once made up the government of Virginia City. Number 3. Commensurate. Commensurate means A. Essential to, B. Related by, C. Consistent with. The answer is C. Consistent with. Most students who work hard will eventually see results commensurate with their efforts. The expressions make the punishment fit the crime means that a penalty should be commensurate with the degree of wrongdoing. Number 4. Connotation. Connotations means A. A suggest meaning, B. A handicap, C. A warning. The answer is A. A suggest meaning. For many of us, the word see has a connotation of salty air and a vast openness. Sayonara, the Japanese word for goodbye, actually means if it must be so, and thus has connotations of sadness at parting. Number 5. Diabolic. Diabolic means A. Lazy, B. Frightened, C. Devilish. The answer is devilish. In the musical Sweeney Todd, the demon barber of Fleet Street, the barber is indeed diabolic. He kills his clients by cutting their throats so that his friend Mrs. Lovent can make the victims into meat pies. The horror story features open graves, walking corpse, and a diabolic villain who turned an entire town full of people into zombies. Number 6. Dilapidated. Dilapidated means A. Out of proportion, B. Strongly desired, C. Run down. The answer is C. Run down. The dilapidated house must have once been handsome. Some of its broken windows are stained glass, and the loose door hinges are fine metalwork. His teddy bear is dilapidated, with its ears hanging by threads and the stuffing coming up, but the little boy won't let go of it long enough for anyone to repair it. Number 7. Integral. Integral means A. Essential, B. Very small, C. Predicted. The answer is A. Essential. Arguing seems to be an integral part of Laura and Nate's relationship. If they weren't fighting, they'll have nothing to say to each other. Voting is integral to democracy. Without free election, a democracy system cannot continue to exist. Number 8. Noxious. Noxious means A. Potential, B. Unhealthy, C. Impossible. The answer is B. Unhealthy. When you are cleaning, never mix ammonia and bleach. The noxious gas they produce could lead you in the hospital. The entire office building had to be evacuated when noxious fumes started coming out of the air vents and dozens of workers got sick. Number 9. Scenario. Scenario means A. An outline of possible events, B. A budget, C. An actual occurrence. The answer is A. An outline of possible events. I've worked out an overall scenario for a movie, the screenwriter said, but I haven't gone beyond the basic plot. To help governments and industrials help plan for the future, experts sometimes develop scenarios describing what may happen in the next year or decade. Number 10. Yen. Yen means A. A longing, B. A feeling of disapproval, C. A memory. The answer is A. A longing. Whenever I have a yen for a cigarette, I chew on a pencil stem. My yen for garlic bagel chips doesn't go away even after I've eaten a whole bagful. Matching words with definitions. Following are definitions of the 10 words. Clearly write or print each word next to its definition. The sentences above and on a previous page will help you decide on the meaning of each word. Number 1. Noxious. Harmful to life or health. Poisonous. Number 2. Scenario. A sequence of events that is imaged, assumed, or suggest. Number 3. Diabolic. Very cruel, weak, demonic. Number 4. Chide. To scold mildly or express disapproval. Number 5. Yen. A strong desire, craving. Number 6. Integral. Necessary to the whole, belonging to the whole. Number 7. Coalition. A union of individuals, groups, or nations for some specific purpose. Number 8. Commensurate. Corresponding in degree, number, or size, in proportion. Number 9. Connotation. A secondary meaning suggested by a word, in addition to the word's dictionary definition. Number 10. Dilapidated. Falling into a state in which repairs are badly needed. Broken down. Caution. Do not go any further until you are sure the above answers are correct. Then you can use the definitions to help you in the following practice. Your goal is eventually to know the words well enough so that you don't need to check the definitions at all. Sentence check 1. Using the answer line provided, Complete each item below with the correct word from the box. Use each word once. A. Tribe. B. Coalition. C. Commensurate. D. Connotation. E. Diabolic. F. Dilapidated. G. Integral. H. Noxious. I. Scenario. J. Yen. Number 1. The doctor tried Greek for not following her advice about switching to a low-fat diet. Number 2. One Chinese empire was so quick to have people execute that his officials always say their last goodbyes when they were summoned to the presence of their diabolic ruler. Number 3. We may argue about whether character or plot is more important, but they are both integral to any novel. Number 4. The New York Telephone Directory lists hundreds of different coalitions, including action groups for Korean American voters, fairness to Africa, and a smoke-free city. Number 5. Often, to satisfy a yearn, I eat something sweet, only to find that the sweetness has produced an equally strong craving for something salty. Number 6. I wish I could give you a grade commensurate with the excellence of your paper, the teacher said. Unfortunately, there is not such grades as A++. Number 7. Dictionaries usually don't give the connotations of the word. These associated meanings become familiar to us only through experience. Number 8. Dilapidated. My parents always know when my friend Theo has been there because he's dilapidated our old car, which has a leaking radiator, leaves a puddle of water in the driveway. 9. Cigarettes aren't bad only for smokers. Second-hand smoke is also noxious and can be harmful to everyone nearby. Number 10. I had thought up several scenarios of how my widowed mother may marry again, but I never would have predicted what actually happened. She married my widowed father-in-law. Note: now check your answers to these questions by turning to page 178. Going over the answers carefully will help you prepare for the next two practice, for which answers are not given. Sentence check 2. Using the answers lines provided, complete each item below with two words from the box. Use each word once. Number 1 to 2. When red M&Ms were discontinued, angry consumers tried the company and formed a coalition for the restoration and preservation of red M&Ms. The company hastily restated the red pieces. Number 3 to 4. The developers who endangers the local water supply by dumping noxious waste in the landfill did not get the punishment that was commensurate with their reprehensible act. They had to pay only a small fine. Number 5 to 6. The dark Dilapidated old house in our neighborhood scares local children, who feel that the quiet, unfriendly owner is some sort of diabolic villain. Number 7 to 8. The TV writer was distraught. The producer told me to shorten the scripts by cutting the deathbed scenes out of my scenario. But how can I? It's an integral part of the story. Number 9 to 10. Well, the word yen can refer to a strong desire for anything. To many people, it has the specific connotations of a sharp knowing for a particular food. Final check. Hollywood, Halloween troubles. Here is a final opportunity for you to stress your knowledge of the 10 words. First, read the following selections carefully, then fill in each blank with a word from the box at the top of the previous page. Context clues will help you figure out which word goes in which blank. Use each word once. This conference was such an integral part of my childhood Halloweens that I wouldn't have recognized the holiday without it. In retrospect, I think I must have been a masochist. As a Dutch girl, I limped from door to door in crippling wooden shoes. As a vampire with sharp fangs, I cut my lower lip every time I say trick or treat. Even today, the word Halloween carries for me connotations of physical misery. My scenario for the perfect Halloweens encompassed not only scaring others but also frightening myself. So I was willing to approach even the most scary-looking houses, once sure to be haunted or to belong to diabolic witches waiting to boil children for dinner. Generally, such houses were dilapidated, with cranking windows, creaking steps, and losing shutters laying in the wind, even scarier than those places. However, were the coalitions of high school students. At any moment, these gangs may corner me and demand your candy or your life. I may die if I refuse to relinquish my baby Ruth, Hershey's keys, and 3 musketeers. My candy haul was already disappointing, never commensurate with what I had suffered on my run. In addition, as soon as I returned home, my parents would order me to throw out all unwrapped candy, since it may contain some noxious substance, even poison. By then, of course, I had built up a powerful and indiscriminate yearning for candy, and candy at all, so I would starve myself with the loot that remained, and then be child for getting sick. Chapter 28. 10 words in context. In a space provided, write the letter of the meaning closest to that of each bulk-based word. Use the context of the sentence to help you figure out each word's meaning. Number 1. Deride. Deride means A. To misunderstand, B. To mock, C. To argue with. The answer is B. To mock. One nightclub comedians derided the members of the audience, poking fun at their looks, clothing, and mannerisms. He says they know it's just part of the act. Walter went on a diet after several classmates derided him by calling him Lodo or Plimpin. Number 2. Derogatory. Derogatory means A. Uncomplimentary, B. Mistaken, C. Provocable. Provable. The answer is A. Uncomplimentary. Complimentary. Lorenzo's derogatory remark about his boss, he called her an airhead, caused him to get fired. Clarice made derogatory comments about Quarren behind his back, saying that he's vain, sloppy, and lazy, but she never said such things to his face. Number 3. Fabricate. Fabricate means A. To avoid, B. To prove, C. To invent. The answer is C. To invent. Supermarkets tabloids often fabricate ridiculous stories, such as boy is born wearing green sneakers. When she handed in her term paper late, Diane fabricates a story that her computer had crashed. The truth is that she doesn't even use a computer. Number 4. Impending. Impending means A. Approaching, B. Apparent, C. Important. The answer is A. Approaching. Gary never studied until an exam is impending. If he'd started sooner, he wouldn't have to cram so hard. Because of the company's impending move, the office manager said, "I'm not ordering any supplies until next month, when we'll be in a new office." Number 5. Macabre. Macabre means A. Confusing, B. Mocking, C. Gruesome. The answer is C. Gruesome. And Andrew Allan Poe's story The Fall of the House of Usher is a macabre tale in which someone is buried alive. The movie opened with a macabre scene, a rows of bodies lying in drawers in the city march. Number 6. Misconstrue. Misconstrue means A. To misunderstand, B. To understand, C. To ignore. The answer is A. To misunderstand. Cachita would like to date Matt, but when she told him she was busy last week, he misconstrued her meaning, thinking she wasn't interested in him. Many readers misconstrue Robert Frost's well-known line "Good faces makes good neighbors." They think it's Frost's own opinion, but the line is spoken by an unneighborly character. Number 7. Paramount. Paramount means A. Supreme, B. Growing, C. Successful. The answer is A. Supreme. When you are driving on red, slick, icy, or window roads, good traction is of paramount importance, so always be sure your tires are in top condition. Paramount Pictures must have chosen its name to suggest that its movies were superior to all others. Number 8. Quandary. Quandaries means A. A state of confusion, B. A state of anger, C. A state of confidence. The answer is A state of confusion. Monita was in quandary. She couldn't decide whether to return to school, take a job she had just been offered, or move to Alaska with her family. Aaron was in a quandary over financial matters. He is baffled by the problems of making a budget, handling credit, and paying tax. Number 9. Turbulent. Turbulence means A. Violent, B. Distant, C. Unusual. The answer is A. Violent. The turbulent air made the plane rock so wildly the passengers that passengers feel as if they were on a roller coaster. The Warren's household tended to be too turbulent. Whenever Mr. Warren got upset, he yells and throws things. Number 10. Validate. Validate means A. To misinterpret, B. To conform, C. To invent. The answer is B. To conform. Many people believe Columbus sailed west to validate the theories that the world is round. But in 1492, the fact that the world is round is already well known. There's no real doubt about the dangers of smoking. The claim that smoking is serious health risk has been validated by many studies. Matching words with definitions. Following are definitions of the 10 words. Clearly, write or print each word next to its definition. The sentences above and on a previous page will help you decide on the meaning of each word. Number 1. Turbulent. Full of wild disorder or widely irregular motion, violently disturbed. Number 2. Macabre. Suggestive of death and decay, frightful, causing horror and disgust. Number 3. Quandary. A state of uncertainty or confusion about what to do. Predicament. Number 4. Derogatory. Impressing a low opinion. Belittling. Number 5. Validate. To show to be true. Proof. Number 6. Misconstrue. To misinterpret. To misunderstand the meanings or significance of. Number 7. Deride. To make fun of. Ridicule. Number 8. Fabricate. To make up a story, information in order to deceive. Invent a lie. Number 9. Impending. About to happen. Imminent. Number 10. Paramount. Of greatest concern or importance. Foremost. Chief in rank or authority. Caution. Do not go any further until you are sure that the above answers are correct. Then you can use the definitions to help you in the following practice. Your goal is eventually to know the words well enough so that you don't need to check the definitions at all. Sentence check 1. Using the answers line provided, complete each item below with the correct words found box. Use each word 1. A. Deride. B. Derogatory. C. Fabricate. D. Impending. E. Macabre. F. Misconstrue. G. Paramount. H. Quandary. I. Turbulent. J. Validate. Male has macabre hobby. He visits places where murders will commit. Number 2. We had skipped dinner in order to get to the play on time, so throughout the performance, food, not the drama, was paramount in our thoughts. 3. Just before I was fired, I had a sense of impending disaster. I could tell that something bad was about to happen. Number 4. Delia. Misconstrue Miss Grove's friendliness as romantic interest. He didn't realize that he already had a girlfriend. 5. When my friend said her teacher was different, I wasn't sure if she means the descriptions to be complimentary or derogatory. 6. John didn't show up for the final exam because he hadn't studied, but he fabricated a story about having a flat tire. 7. In a psychology class, the students had an interesting team assignment. They had to make some statement about human nature and then validate it by finding supporting evidence. 8. Is in a quandary over his car. He doesn't know whether to get his old car the major repairs it despe- it desperately needs, take out a loan or buy his dream car, or spend the money he has on another used car he doesn't like. 9. The sun may seem to be shining coldly and steadily, but in fact, nuclear reactions inside the sun are causing a thin mass of turbulent flames. 10. A critic once derided a book he disliked by saying, "This is not a novel to be tossed aside lightly. It should be thrown with great force." Sentence check 2. Using the answer lines provided, complete each item below with 2 words from the box. Use each word once. 1 to 2. Many submarines prefer turbulent water to more uniform weight. Their paramount goal is excitement. They get a feeling and exhilarations from confronting a dangerous situation. 3 to 4. I was in a quandary over whether to study, practice the piano, or go to a movie with my friends. So, to complicate things further, so wanted to see a macabre horror films, and I disliked anything gruesome. 5 to 6. When the evidence does not validate their theories, scrupulous researchers will report this honestly, but less conscious researchers will float scientific ethics and fabricate fake results to appear to prove their theories. 7 to 8. With the trials impending, the defense lawyer tried to forestall negative news story by asking for a gag order. The lawyer argued that if stories about his client's character were published, the trial will be a travesty of justice. Number 9 to 10. When Craig called Peggy the perfect secretary, she was offended. He was complimenting her, but she misconstrued his comments, thinking he had derided her by saying she belongs in a subordinate position. Final check. Rumors. Here is a final opportunity for you to stretch your knowledge of the 10 words. First, read the following selections carefully, then fill in each blank with a word from the box at the top of the previous page. Contact clues will help you figure out which word goes in which blank. Use each word once. Did you hear that Kmart sold sweaters with baby sneakers inside? The story, of course, was untrue, but it was not easy to scratch. How do such rumors get started? Sometimes they are fabricated. In the case of the Kmart rumor, the story was actually fraudulent. Someone was deliberately made it up and disseminate it to discredit the store. Often, though, a rumor starts with an innocent misinterpretation. For instance, when a magazine article draws analogies between a worm from turning out bad and McDonald's turning out hamburgers, some readers misconstrue this to mean that McDonald's was grinding up worms in its burgers, and a preposterous story spread. Rumors about individuals can start when someone makes an derogatory statement or derides someone else out of rancor or jealousy. Josie got an A because she's dating Professor X, or Anne L isn't in class today. He left town because he knew his arrest for being a peeping Tom was impending. Even an innuendo, something that is merely hinted at, can start a rumor. Josie and Professor X are really quite discreet, aren't they? No story is too gruesome to make the round. Not even the macabre tales of the girls whose behave hairdo house a black widow spider, which eventually burrow into her brain and kill her. Once a rumor gets started, people who hear it are sometimes in a quandary. Even if there's nothing to correspond, corroborate, corroborate the rumor, they may be afraid to ignore it. And so there is a proliferation of rumor, spreading fear, damaging reputations, and turning calm situations into turbulent ones. To stop or forestall rumors, one thing is probably of paramount importance. Before accepting any story, be sure the facts validate it.